What's going on, guys? Blake Fontana here, and in this video today, I want to share with you a book that I leave on my desk practically every single day. A book that I came across a few years ago as I was getting into becoming a creator online, and this book alone had one of the biggest impacts on my level of creativity and on my content creation as a whole. And that book is Steal Like an Artist. So in this video here today, I'm going to walk through a few key takeaways from this book that you can take and run with and start implementing today. All right, guys, so as we dive into this video here today, first and foremost, with this book being named Steal Like an Artist, so although I'm not an advocate for stealing in a sense, I do believe that a lot of creativity has come from ethically stealing ideas from others and making them your own. And this is a lot what this book talks about. And the fact that everything that needs to be said has already been said, but since no one is listening, it has to be said again. So what we can do as creators is look back at sources of inspiration that we come across every single day, whether it's other content that we consume, other places that we visit, things that light us up and inspire us. When we are seeing those things and experiencing those things, we can in turn pull out creative ideas from those and make them our own. And that's a big emphasis on what this book talks on as a whole. I think what this really comes back to is you have to be curious about what you're doing every single day. And this is one thing that I've always found myself constantly doing, is being ultra curious about everything that I'm coming across, wanting to find out more, wanting to look into it more. And the more curious that we are, the more that we're able to uncover and the more ideas that we're able to pull out itself. And when it comes to being curious, oftentimes I found myself Googling a lot of things early on, to where if I had a question, I would Google it. And that led to me finding an answer and then another question, and continuing to go down the rabbit hole to where I'm uncovering more and more layers of that topic and really gaining more perspective on that as a whole, which in turn leads to inspiration and ideas. And this is where every single day that I am writing content, serving clients, having coaching calls, doing the day-to-day of my business along with the day-to-day of my life, even as I just got back from my trip on my recent honeymoon as we explored Italy, a lot of ideas came from that, because the way I see it is we're almost like a little hummingbird on our shoulder, where we're kind of perched up, looking over and being present and analyzing the different things that we're consuming and seeing each and every day. And in turn, the more that we create awareness around those things, the more that we have ideas pop in our head, and the more that at that moment, it's best that we can capture them, come back to them, and that leads to future content later on. Now, in the beginning stages of content creation, for those of you out watching this video right now that are in those very beginning stages of just starting to create content, or maybe you've been doing it for some time now, whatever the case may be, this is a great book if you're feeling blocked with creativity. If you're feeling like, man, I don't know what to write, I'm not good enough to write, I don't know what to share, I don't know what videos to make. Because the point is, if you wait till you're good enough, it's gonna be waiting and waiting forever. We have to start at some point. And it's not gonna be good in the beginning. The stuff that you put out may not be great. It may not be that high quality of work, but when you're in the beginning stages, it doesn't matter, because people don't know what other levels of work that you've put out. All they know is nothing from you. So that first post, that first video, it's already a massive step in the right direction versus just sitting behind the dark and not doing anything as a whole. The more that we create, the more that we create awareness around what we're seeing, and the more that we do that consistently, the more that we gain confidence in our ability to publish, share, and document. And when it comes to being more and more creative, there's two things in this book that really had a massive impact and perspective shift for me on this topic, because I often found myself, as I was starting to create more content, create more videos, write more content in front of my computer, that the more that I was staying in front of my computer doing those things, it was very easy early on to type something out, delete it, to continue to type something out, delete it again. And it was kind of going back and forth, tugging with myself of, hey, is this good enough? Is this not good enough? Should I share this? Should I not share this? And this book was a great reminder to me at that time, because what it said was the fact that we need to step away from the screen. When we are in front of the screen, we're constantly, it's making it too easy for us to hit that delete button and go backwards. But if we can step away from the screen, give ourselves some presence outside of just the technology in front of us, where we're just clicking around back and forth, and step into an area of no tech, it's much easier for us to give ourselves the headspace and time to actually have clear thoughts and create more creative things. So through this book alone, this author made a recommendation on the fact of having a separate desk setup solely built for analog items. Non-digital, meaning pen, paper, notebook, no digital items on that desk. And that's your hub where you can come to for creative ideas and inspiration, where you can start drawing things out on sticky notes, writing things out on a notepad, illustrating your ideas, scribbling around. The more that we're using our hands and writing things, touching and feeling, you'd be surprised at the creative energy that comes through that. So after reading this book and seeing that recommendation, I actually went out and set up a separate desk. That's why I have this desk in my office right now. And I had many people ask me, Blake, why do you have two desks set up in your office? The desk I'm sitting at now, I have my camera here, I have my computer here, I have my microphone, a bunch of technology on my desk. The desk to the left of me, which I'll show here on the screen, is nothing but paper, pencils, pen, notepad, And that's it. And this is where I come to write, to give myself inspiration for creativity and to step away from the screen and tap into my true thoughts inside. To fuel that creativity further, this author also talks about the fact of how important side projects and hobbies are. And I think it's easy for us to get into the mode of, like, let's say we're starting our online business journey and becoming a creator in the business space. And we're so busy with our online business work and wanting to grow that business that we feel like, you know what, I have to let go of these personal hobbies that I do behind the scenes because I got to put in the extra time and the reps in my business. And although I understand that, wanting to put more time into it, I think one thing that's important to note, as well as what was noted in this book is along with that, is the fact that if we're blocking out the hobbies that we enjoy most, we're not really writing our story. And when we're doing things that we really enjoy outside of business and outside of work, we're able to uncover more layers of creativity that we didn't once have before. So I encourage each and every one of you watching this video, if you have hobbies that maybe aren't directly correlated to your business. Some activities for me that I'm very passionate about are golfing, working out. And these two things are great stress relievers for me, and they also help me disconnect from the business and really connect into myself, my thoughts, and really tap into a new creative side of things through that. So those things really light me up. I enjoy doing those activities, and because of the happiness it brings me at the time when I'm doing that, it ultimately allows me to be more clear overall and ultimately come up with. As we're creating more and more pieces as well, the biggest thing that we're really trying to do as we're putting out more content is to become more known, is to create more awareness around who we are, what we can do, what we offer, the services we provide, the products that we sell, etc. And the more that we're building our brand and putting out more content, through that, it's easy for us to wonder, like, how can I be more seen? Like, how can I create more exposure on myself and get out there in front of more people? And to me, the key to doing that, which is stated clearly in this book, is to create good quality stuff and share it with people. But the fact is, in those early stages, it's not going to feel like quality stuff to you. It's going to feel like it's not that good, like it shouldn't be shared. But the point is, if we're showing up each and every day, working to become better at that skill of tapping into our creativity, creating content, writing, creating videos, it all starts somewhere. And we have to be willing to show up each and every day, writing more, publishing more, and doing it consistently. And in turn, we'll start to create better and better and better work. And the better work that we create, the more quality work that we put out, the more exposure we're able to see on the other end, and the more people want to find out more from us, see more of our content, and follow along with us going forward. And this is where, without a doubt, the more that we're creating, the more that we're knowing ourselves and finding ourselves, the more that we're giving ourselves the headspace to have creative moments, to illustrate our thoughts, to jot down ideas, to put it on sticky notes, put it onto paper, and actually start sharing it and publishing it. The more that we make things, the more that we find ourselves. This is something that I tell to my clients often, because in some instances, we'll have some clients come in where maybe they were selling a certain offer before, but they're wanting to make a change and go towards a different offer, but they don't really know what direction they want to take things yet, or what niche to take that offer into itself. And this is because they haven't seen or experienced enough yet. But as you start to share more, tap into who you are, and start publishing consistently and doing it over and over and over again, you start to more effortlessly really uncover and find out what you're most passionate about, what you like talking on the most, what value you can provide the most. And the only way that's really possible to uncover for you is to start going out and doing things, to start creating things, and to start publishing things. One chart that was in this book that I come back to constantly as a nice reminder, which I'll pop up here on screen to see easier, is this little illustration that was shared called the life of a project. And you can see here on the screen, it kind of breaks down and shows, to start, when we're first pursuing a new project, whether it's starting our online business, whether it's launching a new offer, whether it's sharing our first live video, whatever it is, there's a project that we are working on itself. And typically when we're beginning with those, especially early on, at first we feel like, man, this is the best idea ever. If I create this new product on this thing that I know I have skills within, this is going to blow people away. People are going to love it. And we get really excited about it to start. And then from there, we realize, okay, as we get into doing work on this, this may be a little bit harder than we thought. And then we start to realize this is going to take some real work. And then we get to the point where we're feeling like, man, this sucks. It's boring. It's time consuming. I feel like I'm not doing the thing that I need to do with this. People aren't going to like it. And we start to get down on ourselves and doubt ourselves in what we're pursuing with this project or this venture as a whole. And this is completely normal. And to me, I just talked on this in a recent coaching call in my coaching program, where this is the point where most people stop. This is the point where most people start over from scratch again, or try something new, or look for that quick and easy fix. And when they're doing this, they're putting themselves in position just to continue to float around and do circles without making any real progress. But if we can set the expectation for ourselves, knowing that going into this new product launch and this new project, that things won't be easy, but I'm going to learn a lot through this. And whatever I put out in the end is going to not only teach me a lot of valuable lessons, but it's going to help me grow as a business owner and as a creator. then we can step into that project with the right frame of mind as a whole. I think that's super, super important, because even myself with projects that I pursue to this day, those thoughts still come up in my mind where it feels like a great idea to start. I get into it. It starts to feel difficult. More work becomes required as we get further into it. And then I start to doubt myself and say, will people actually like this? Will people want this? Is this worth my time? But I remind myself at this point by looking at this chart and saying, you know what, even if this doesn't turn out the way that I want it to, at the end of the day, I'm going to learn a lot of great lessons from this. And I'm going to grow from this. I'm going to become a greater entrepreneur, creator, and business owner because of it. And this is a really important lesson to me that came through this book, and a chart that really visually supported this well, that I wanted to share with you guys here in this video. So that's a few key takeaways from this book, Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. If you want to grab this book, I'll link it in the description. This isn't an affiliate link. I'm not associated with Amazon, but I'll go ahead and link it in the description for those that want to grab it. This is a book that I give to many of my clients as well, especially those that are in the beginning stages of creating new things and really getting comfortable with becoming a creator itself. And remember that, to me, the main point of this book is the fact that we don't have to try to be original in everything that we create itself. We are allowed to steal, and it's smart for us to steal, and all artists do steal, even the best ones, because no art is really a unique original piece. It's all coming from inspiration of seeing other pieces that fuel our mind, fuel our creativity, and allow us to step in and transform that into a completely different idea of our own. So be aware of this going forward, and remember that the best way for us to start to get more exposure, to get more followers that want to follow along with us, see our future content, buy our stuff, and to create more awareness around our brand and who we are, the best thing you can do is create good work, create quality stuff, and share it with people. And the only way that's possible is to show up each and every day imperfectly writing, imperfectly publishing, and knowing that every single day that you do that, your skills will develop and you will get to the point where you are creating really quality stuff and you're doing it daily, and people want a piece of that in your journey. So with that said, that's a wrap for this quick video on the book review and key takeaways of Steal Like an Artist. If you got value from this one, smash the like button. Let me know comments or questions in the comments below. And with that said, if you have not yet already, smash that subscribe button before you go, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.